So you're not getting better at basketball because you don't actually know how to train smart. You're not willing to break your routine, and I'm going to prove it to you. And unfortunately, basketball is one of the only sports in the world where hard work does not guarantee success. You could work hard all summer, your teammate could be playing PlayStation, and they still play over you come game time. And if that pisses you off, you're in the right place. If you don't know who I am, my name's Danny Cooper. I run 2 basketball academies in Philadelphia where we work with hundreds of players. I've also been all over the world in 10 plus countries where we've done camps in Vietnam, Iceland, we've even been to China. And I have trusted clients like Mac McClung, Jake West, and Caden Lewis. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys 5 ways to improve that you've probably never even thought of before. Let's get into it. So if you're constantly asking yourself, why can't I actually break down my defenders? That brings us to my first point. You need to play 1v1 more. Guys, playing one-on-one is the best way to get better in my opinion, but the problem is most of you don't do it enough. Next time you get to practice, instead of shooting half-court shots and goofing off, find the best defender on your team and play them one-on-one. And the reason one-on-one is so great is because we can add constraints to make this as good as possible. So say you're trying to work on your mid-range jumper, play one-on-one with only middies. Say your left hand is weak, get to the rim and only allow yourself to finish with your left hand. I promise you guys, if you play one-on-one every single day over and over again, you're gonna see your game expand to new heights that you never would have thought of. So all those one-on-one moves are great, but if we don't actually get on the floor, it doesn't matter. You might be pissed off because you feel like you're good enough, but the coach isn't putting you in the game. And that brings us to our second one. It's because you haven't yet found your competitive advantage. There's been so many NBA players that don't even score the basketball, but they get on the floor because of intangibles. Myron Gardner's on the Miami Heat, and it's just because he's a dog and plays great defense. So we need to find your competitive advantage, whether it's diving on the floor, being the most vocal out there, or being the best defender. And once you unlock this, your coach is gonna finally be able to trust you on the floor, and then all those one-on-one moves can come to fruition. But until we find that, the one-on-one doesn't even matter. So find your competitive advantage. I can't stress this enough. All right, so we found our competitive advantage. We're really good at one-on-one, so we're finally on the floor. But now the problem is you're turning the ball over too much. You're getting in the paint, but you don't know which read to make. You don't know whether to read the low man, to help the helper. That brings us into our third one, making more decisions. And this actually boils down to our training. A lot of times you guys are probably training on air or with cones, but the problem is once you get to the game, you don't actually know the proper read. So we have to completely flip the script. I need you to start training with live defense, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, setting up small-sided games and advantage scenarios where you can picture being in the game and you can get tons of repetition without repetition, repping out those scenarios. So I beat my guy one-on-one with all those moves I made. Now I draw the low man. I'm reading that 2-on-1 on the weak side. If the seeker or the helper drops below my big in the dunker, I hit the skip. If the seeker doesn't come in, I dump to the low man. So this is gonna allow us to start playing chess, not checkers. And it's gonna start with our training where we train more decisions, not our makes dribbling through cones. So that's gonna be huge for you guys.
I mean, prime example of you did exactly what I just said to do, but you took too long. You drew 2 defenders, you had a wide open shooter, and you didn't kick it. It has to become an instinct. It can't be like, I wanna score, so I'm gonna try to score. You drew 2 defenders, now kick it to your teammate. That was a great job though.
So now that we have all these things, we need to develop the fourth thing, which is Steph Curry-like confidence. Well, you might be asking, well, how do I develop this confidence? I get in the game and I defer to the best player. I get in the game and all those one-on-one moves I've done in practice don't actually translate to the game. Well, confidence comes from stacking proof on top of each other. So now that we know we need to make our workouts more challenging, add in decision-making, live defenders, and repetition without repetition, I'm gonna do that over and over again, and your confidence is just gonna build over time by constantly overcoming these challenges. So the harder our workouts and practices become, the easier the games are gonna become, and your confidence is just gonna increase over and over again. So now let's picture this. It's the summer, and instead of dribbling through cones or a monotonous drill, you ask the 2 best defenders on your team to pick you up full court. You're gonna fail over and over again. You're gonna lose the ball. You're gonna dribble off your foot. You're gonna get pissed off. But over time, as you get better, you're gonna build up proof with yourself that you can split 2 defenders in the press break. You can get around one of them with a hip swivel and beat them to the sideline. So building this proof is gonna improve your confidence. So now come game time, you're gonna be the most confident player out there. And real quick, before we get into the 5th and final one, I wanna talk about my school community where I put in all my drills from the last 10 years into one place. So you can finally stop saving Instagram videos and guessing on how to get better, but have it all in one concrete place where I give you guys a plan, you get direct access to me, and I'm gonna help you guys get better than ever before. So the 5th one is that you need to sleep with your basketball. I'm tired of you guys saying your handles aren't good enough. Literally get a basketball, put some gloves on if it's too cold, walk outside and dribble. It's not that hard. All you need to do is dribble and get some space. If your shot isn't good enough, fix your form. Watch some Danny Cooper basketball YouTube videos. You need to start sleeping, eating, and breathing this game. When I was in high school, I literally slept with my basketball. Yes, it was a dirty one too. It was on the opposite side, so I made sure it didn't touch my pillow. But you need to become obsessed with this game. You guys are making way too many excuses on why you're not playing. The coach doesn't like you. It's the coach's fault. My parents sent me to the wrong school. The reality is you're not sleeping with your basketball. So until you are, you're just sounding like a broken record and you don't actually want to get better. So if you watch this video again and you actually follow these 5 things to a T and do it all next summer, I promise you guys next season is going to look completely different. If you guys want a lot more like this, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and let me know when you want to see more. And make sure to check out my school community, links in the description. You can start with a 7-day free trial. We're at almost 100 members. It's the best basketball community on school. So again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope this helped. Peace.